Now, Ava, just remember the one thing. Don't make the beds so important that you forget about including your sister. Sisters are very important. Togetherness is very important. So if you can't find a way, don't kick her out. If you can't find a way, ask Daddy for help. Bethany and Ava were having a fun time playing over with their dolls' houses, and in the middle of playing, I was vacuuming over here and I heard a couple of things said, and then Bethany started crying. And one thing that I want to help Bethany understand is that when she's sad, I like to hear what she's feeling about. So I said, Bethany, when you're sad, I love to hear what you're feeling. Come over here and tell Daddy what you're feeling. So Bethany, do you remember what you said? What was sad? What made you feel upset?
Sissy.
What did Sissy do that made you feel upset?
Not playing nice to me.
What did she do with these?
She took my guys out.
Where were your guys playing?
In my house. Not in her house.
I want to talk to Bethany for a little bit, and then after I talk to Bethany, I'll give you a chance to say lots of things, Ava. First, let me finish with Bethany, and then you have a chance to say lots of things. So you had a house, and these guys were in it, and you were playing in there, and what happened to the guys?
Sissy got them out.
I think I heard it a little bit too. I think I heard it say, I think Sissy said, it's hard for me to share right now, and so I would like you guys to go away. Is that what she said?
Yes.
And then you cried? And I wanted to say that I feel sad about that too. It feels sad. It feels sad that if you were playing together and then she said there weren't enough beds for the people to lay on, right? So did she take these off of the beds?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. I see you shaking your head no, and in a little bit I want you to talk. You're doing a very good job waiting. Sometimes it's important for one girl to talk and finish talking before another girl talks, and you're doing such a good job waiting quietly. Right now, Bethany has my attention, and in a little bit you're going to have my attention, and I like you waiting. So Bethany, I think you're doing a really good job, and one thing that I said before the video camera came up here was, it sounded like one thing that made Bethany feel sad was Ava was making the toys be more important, or having the space that she wanted more important than playing with her sister together. It was like playing together was not as important as having enough beds for her dolls to lay in, and it seems like that made Bethany feel a little bit sad. Sometimes when there's offense or conflict, a lot of times the reason for the offense or conflict is a difference of feeling what's important. So if Ava needed lots of beds and lots of spaces for her people to lay on, and she said, there's not enough space anymore, I want your guys to go, it sort of makes those beds more important than her sister's involvement. And her sister's involvement to her sister is a very important thing. It's very important to play together. It's very important to get included, is what Bethany feels. And when Ava said that Bethany could not be included because of the beds, the offense or the hurt or the frustration came, because for Ava, having enough beds were more important, and for Bethany, being included was important, and they couldn't happen anymore, so it was like conflict. So anyway, well, Bethany, I got to talk to you a little bit, and now let's stay right here and let's listen to what Ava was feeling, and maybe we'll see what she was feeling and what was important to her. Okay? Ava, what happened over there?
Well, I had a little tent with a roof on, and Bethany, we were playing, and Bethany, and it was nighttime for my guys, and there was not enough beds because it was in my car, and there was only like 3 beds in there, and there was a lot of people, and I wanted my people to be in there, and I don't know how to share the beds.
Well, the first thing I would like to say is that sounds really fun. A tent. Like having the tent and having the beds and having people in the beds. It sounds like a game that I would have really liked to play. It would have been really fun to be all together because that would have been so fun. It's like a tent is special and the beds are special and the people laying on the beds. It probably felt really, really fun, and that sounds good. So Ava, are you saying that there was so many people in the special tent, so many people in the fun tent, and there wasn't enough space for your people to have all the beds, so you wanted some of the people to go away so that there could be more beds for your people?
Yeah.
Oh. So which people did you take out?
Bethany's mom and dad and Bethany's kids.
Did you see how that could be a little bit sad? You don't think so? Maybe a little bit you could understand? Because when there was not so many beds, did you pick your people to throw out, or did you take Bethany's people and throw them out?
Pick Bethany's people and throw them out.
So you could probably understand why she would cry about that, because if I was playing with you and I had my people and I wanted them to be in like a special fort or a special book and there wasn't enough space, what if I took your people and sort of like said, it's not really going to have enough space, let's put yours out. You would say, oh, but those are my people. And oh, but can't I have a space? And Bethany didn't know how to say those questions, can't I have a space, so she cried, and that's what she was feeling. And Daddy feels sad about that too. I feel sad. I wish that there could have been a different way. And well, Ava, what you said at the end was really good. You said, Daddy, I don't know how to share. So how about I help you girls share?
I kind of understand, but I think I have a good way to share.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so since there's a lot of people in 3 beds, I was just thinking to myself, maybe 3 people could share each bed, so that if 3 people share that bed, then they might have enough space. But there's a ton of people. There's like 11 people in there in 3 beds.
Well, why don't we go over there? Let's see this fun tent. Let's see the fun beds. And let's see how many people there are. And maybe I could help us have a way that we could know how to share them.
Okay.
Let's go, girls.
I'll lead you. Right here. No.
Oh, I was right. This does look very fun.
And
Here, scooch over so Bethany can have a space.
I just knew. I just put this plant on when I don't have a space now, Daddy.
It feels like you don't have all the space. It feels like when you're sharing that you feel like there's not all the space that you would like to have. But sometimes it's okay to give up some space so that you can be with someone in the space. So, Bethany, if you could please put your hands on your knees so that we can figure out how to share the beds. Now point to me which one of those are the beds, Ava.
Well, I'll just take everything out. So look. This is kind of like a bench that if you turn it over, it's a bed, and these 2 are a bed.
Which is the bed?
This is a bed, this is a bed, and this is a bed.
Okay. And how many people were in there?
There was these guys, 4 people for Bethany and 4 people.
Let's start putting them in
for
and
me.
see how much space we have.
Okay, so Bethany.
Let's do this. Bethany, before you put yours in, let's have Ava put in 2. Ava, put 2 people in and see how much can fit. That seems like a funny thing. A parachute takes up a lot of space. Why don't you take the parachute out, since it takes up a lot of space, and put a different person in there with that one?
Well, but I want Curious George to be in there.
Okay, take it out first, and we'll see if we can make space for him. So we got a mommy in there. Ava, put one more in that's not Curious George. Okay. Do you feel like they're on the bed?
Um,
In the space that you want them to be in? Do you want them to be in a different bed?
I want them to be in these beds. Well, this mommy can be in this bed. This
Okay, put her
daddy
there.
can be
Put her
this
in the
one.
bed that you want.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Well, that's a number 3. Before you put a number 3, I want some of Bethany's, because it's fun to be together. One thing that I think is important is togetherness. And if you really want only all the beds to yourself, you probably should be in a space where you can only be by yourself, like not be by anybody. Because playing by yourself, playing only what you want is probably like you should just play by yourself. Okay, Bethany, go ahead. Put yours 2 in. 2 in where you would like.
and this one go in here. And this one, hey, Sissy, you?
Bethany, I don't want you to take one out. Put 1 in.
Okay. That one.
Are you okay with this one being out, or do you want that one to be in?
This one to be in.
Why don't you turn her sideways a little bit and then put this one next to it? How's that for a bed?
Good. Well,
Okay.
I want Curious George.
Is this a good space for Curious George? Will he like laying right there?
No, he want to lay on a bed.
Okay, well tell Curious George that he can make a bed on the floor, or he can make a bed outside the tent.
Dada,
Yeah?
there's no way to make a bed out on the floor, and there's no way to make a tent outside the tent.
I'm good at making a bed on the floor. You want me to show you?
Yeah.
I saw like a little blanket over here that could be, let's see, I just put it.
Okay.
Ava and Bethany, before you start talking about it, just wait. I want to make the bed first.
Excuse me.
So this, because sometimes in a real hotel room, or sometimes in a real camp out, sometimes in a real place, there's so many people that someone actually has to sleep on the floor. I've done it before. I've slept on the floor when there's not enough space. It's sort of actually fun, and Curious George might like it. So I just put his mattress down there. Why don't you see if he feels comfortable?
Okay. Very comfortable.
And I like how you used his parachute as a little bit of a blanket. It makes it really cushiony, and he probably feels like, wow. So what do you think about that, girls?
Good. But
You feel good about that?
yeah, but I just kind of want Curious George in the bed. But I have a great idea. Since all the little kids are in this bed and on the floor, then maybe the other grown-ups could go because there's two grown-ups, 2 more grown-ups. So since there's 2 more grown-ups, 1 grown-up could sleep here and 1 grown-up could sleep here.
I like it. Now, sometimes in a camp out like this, what people say is, let's do the same bed tomorrow night. So if you guys wake up from your bed and start playing outside, well, next time it's sleep time, just say, okay, let's sleep in the same beds. And the daddy will sleep here, and the mommy will sleep here, and Curious George will sleep on the floor because there's not enough space. It's okay for someone to sleep on the floor if there's not enough space. And those people will sleep on that bed, and it will be pretty fun. Now, Ava, just remember the one thing. Don't make the beds so important that you forget about including your sister. Sisters are very important. Togetherness is very important. So if you can't find a way, don't kick her out. If you can't find a way, ask Daddy for help of how you can share. Okay?
Okay, and Dada, what if Bethany says, no,
Then Daddy comes and helps. Okay? All right?
these are my stuff.
Okay, girls. Have fun playing.
Okay.